Good day, wonderful viewers. You're welcome to your darling station, The Living TV. The Living TV is a wonderful station here in Abia State, Aba precisely. Today, this is what I call the Living TV Corner, because I have a person here who has been a regular guest to this station, right from when we were online television, when we were telecasting through MCL, and today that we are independent with our free-to-air decoder. And he decides to pay a visit to this great studio. And this is welcoming to this program Associate Professor Uwaoma Uche. Associate Professor Uwaoma Uche is the dean, the pioneer dean of the pioneer HOD of Mass Communication, Abia State Polytechnics. Prof, you're welcome to this program.
Thank you very much, my dear Professor Chinedu. Happy to be here.
Yes, Prof, for quite a long time, right from our office in Fox Road, when we are still online, and even when we are telecasting through MCL, you've always been here. And today, we are here today. You've seen Living TV, and I'm sure you've been conducted around the offices. You've seen our radio station, you've seen our editing sheets, and so on, so on. Today, this is We Are Living TV. Yes. What do you know about this station? What can you tell the public about this station?
I really want to say that I'm so impressed that from the beginning of the story of Living TV, I followed up closely. Like you rightly said, from Fox Road down to your contact with MCL, down to the beginning points here and where you are now. I want to say I'm proud that this child has become an adult. Living TV has actually grown to become a destination of all eyes. I want to really commend you. Infrastructurally, Living TV has improved beyond measures. The state-of-the-art equipment I'm seeing here is something that is worthy of reckoning with, particularly within the new media morphosis with the digital media and all of its ancillaries. You have really done well. And going around the studios, I found the various sections very effective. The editing suites, photographic studios, you know, the digital radio studios, digital radio. I just want to call it radio station because I know there are some still operating on analog, but I see your digital radio studio, very functional, and even your skill acquisition centers, very effective, and really training and reproducing and repositioning for greater dimensions. And above all, you have passed through the crucibles of MBC and registration and the likes, which is what gives you legitimacy. So I've come here to also put my stamp of endorsement as a media guru to say that this is a place, media practice, to actually be. I commend you.
You've, as a lecturer and as also a mass communication pendant, you've been to various schools, colleges, and the universities. We started as a Living TV Film Academy.
Yeah.
Living TV Film Academy is where you have the living television, the living radio, and so on, where we have even audio studios. We also have Ngalago Film Village, where we are Athest. It may also interest you to know that outside what they then called the Nollywood, we have also registered the Bollywood. Bollywood, you know, we are actors. Not just actors who are trained here, but actors all over the world, and especially here in Nigeria and Abia State, who can practice without molestation, unlike what we used to see in those days. And now, talking about mass communication, you've been to several colleges. What can you say about the equipment we have here as regards to practicing mass communication and all journalism?
Yes, I really want to say that with what I told you about the media morphosis, particularly in the recent unbundling of mass communication practice in Nigeria, where everything is tilting towards digital media, I can say that you are already set for the dynamics of media practice, not only in Nigeria, but in the entire world, because there is this compartmentalization and synergy, convivial arrangements where all the issues about media, multimedia practices are converging to give us the best. I have said it. You have the facilities right here in the televisions, in the way I'm sitting. I can see the level of facility you have. There are standards of best international practices, very standard, and they meet up with what is required anywhere. It is such that, like we say when we are talking about unbundling of mass com, that nobody becomes a global disaster in the study of mass communication. Because anyone who has passed through this, your studios and training, will not be lost if he goes to BBC or goes to CNN or goes to some other nations to practice. You know, he is already used to the equipment. I commend you guys for being able to procure the right level of equipment, which are digital and in line with what is in the present. I really want to say Aba and Abia State is blessed to have a place like this. And I commend and I recommend anybody who want to come here and really want to have professional training, including those who are parading themselves as mass communicators, journalists and all that. I have also said that journalism today is not about a paper qualification. It's about the practice, it's about the skill, it's about the entrepreneurship, it's about the capacity to be able to use the available facilities to really do the magic of media practice.
All right, talking about unbundling mass communication by the NUC. We know before now, those who read mass communication, they are about 4 professionals in one. And today, when you talk about the unbundling of mass communication, don't you think it's going to affect a hell lot of things?
Yeah, no, definitely. It doesn't have to affect a whole lot of things. That's why I said that we don't need to be a global disasters. You know, you go out in this country, you tell somebody, he gives you a degree, you tell the person I read mass com, the person looks at you. He said, man, only you?
Mass com.
The whole thing, mass com, only you. How possible? We are talking about an area of specialization now.
Yes, yes.
There must be an area where you are an authority in. Man, you can't just be a 3-story building or 4-story building. you must specialize in one.
Yes.
And particularly now, we need people to specialize in specific fields. And that's why we have said, if you are into broadcasting, specialize in broadcasting. If you are in film and multimedia studies, specialize in film and multimedia studies. If you are in journalism, what you call print journalism, we no longer call it print journalism because when you talk about print journalism, for God's sake, what are you talking about? How many people are printing newspapers these days on magazines? In fact, your newspaper is online.
It's online.
There's e-magazine, there's e-newspaper and all that. So we talk about journalism. So you are into journalism practice. Then we talk about public relations. And we talk about, advertising. We talk about, strategic communication. These are fields. For instance, in the universities via NUC, and we're looking at having 9 departments. But recently, the one of the Polytechnic under MBT will be about 4. And good enough, I'm a resource person to both the NUC and the MBTE the unbundling of mass com. And I've been involved in all the unbundling cascade that I've been holding to see how mass com could be unbundled. Now, what we're talking about is that people should be able to be fully informed and specialists in content delivery in one specific area. Be an authority.
Yes. That is wonderful. But I know you as a beneficiary of mass communication as a whole. How can you compare that your period with now that it's unbundled with just about a single cost? Let's talk maybe journalism or broadcasting or public relations or advertising.
Yeah, my brother. Even when we were in that whole big house called Mascom, I tell you, we still had areas where we specialize.
Yes. Yeah.
For instance, I knew that I was specialized in issues of broadcasting, and also I had the aspects of media administration and the film and multimedia studies. We still have those areas. Even in the Polytechnic, when people were specializing, they specialized at the HND level in print or broadcasting. Definitely, we had areas where we had flair for. And at those periods, you wrote your project, particularly in those areas.
Yes.
Where you are. So, but you know what happened is that, my brother, you see that if you are in public relations, you ask me, how many courses in public relations did you really do throughout the program? Maybe 3, 4. Does that qualify you to come out and begin to brag about public relations executive? I mean, and then maybe in broadcasting, some of our students went through broadcasting and never went to any studio to even do anything. And because I think I'm a broadcaster, I'm this and that. No. But now from onset, we want you to specialize. We want you to say, look, if you are into film and multimedia studies, and then you are living film academy, and from onset, you are taught cinematography, you are taught about camera operations, you are taught about script writing, you are taught about directing, you are taught about production, all that, editing. You know that at the end of that exercise, you are a thoroughbred film and multimedia expert. If it's in radio or broadcasting on TV, you know you are good in presentation, and all the other aspects of it. So let people major in their major and minor in their minor. And don't claim, oh, I'm a journalist, I'm a this, then you carry Bible and you're writing up and down.
Jack of all trades.
I'm master of none. Yeah, that's why. That's the acronym that suits what I say.
My mask of
in our company, I want to say, we don't want to be masters of all. I don't want to be Jack of all trades, master of none. That's why we are talking about on Monday.
All right, before we go for today, talking about cinematography, the one day when they talk about the DOP and also in filmmaking.
Yeah.
There are few persons go to the university to read theater arts.
Yeah.
So what is the role of mass communication, as it were, in the film industry?
Yeah, that's it. You see that, why we are doing this on Monday, because you see, if you come to film practice and multimedia, those who were in theater were the experts.
Yeah.
And Christian. No, you can see that most people who come to mass will tell you, oh, don't know about film and all that. But it's a component part of the entire thing called the mass communication and that big house. But now when it has been collapsed into, everybody has, the grandfather has now shared property. Said, I want all my grandchildren.
Now know where you belong.
To have where they belong. But there will not be confusion and quarrel. But at the funeral of the mascom, everybody will come and pay homage to the grandfather, and then have their own houses without quarrel after now. That's what is happening. And then we are saying, then people will be specialists in their areas. Then people will be able to know that the guy who is involved in film production is also part of this entire thing called communication. In fact, if you go out of this country, you don't see people earning degrees now in mass communication. They don't enter degrees. They earn degrees in media studies, earn degrees in media arts, degrees maybe in film studies, broadcasting and all that. That's cinematography and all that. So, public relations, advertising, strategic communications, and the likes of them. That's where we want to, actually fit in and be internationally compliant. We cannot be an island. We cannot be like my Oga, Professor Pate, Vice Chancellor of Kashere University, will say that some of us are becoming very big fishes in a very small pond. So in your little area, you think you are the Oga. Don't that you are in a pond. That pond is soon drying up. That pond, which you talk as mascot, is soon drying up. So you need to be in a bigger pond so that you can be a specialist in your own different area. That's why we are talking about pond there.
Yeah. Now, looking at the Living TV Film Academy, I talked about the Bollywood.
Okay.
Before now, we've always heard about Nollywood, Hollywood, Z-World, and so on.
Yeah.
And now, in the Bollywood, what is I don't know if you've had any experience with the Nollywood as an organization.
Exactly.
Because Bollywood has been gazetted in Nigeria,
sure.
As also a regulating body of actors, where they are given a level playing ground. Unlike in those days, I remember in 2003 when I was the chairman of the Actors Guild of Nigeria here, you discover that there must be something you give in exchange for you to get a role in those days, which we tried to stop then when I was the chairman. But today in Nollywood, it's like that thing has not stopped. I think that is what led to the vision bearer of a Living TV Film Academy to register Bollywood, where you belong and you know you actually belong. So, what is your experience when you talk about this Nollywood?
Yeah, the knowledge is that the inception of Bollywood is not a bad idea at all. You know, we have Bollywood, we have Kannywood too. You know, Kannywood for Kano, all the outside production. We have for Ghana, we have Nollywood. Then why wouldn't we have Bollywood, which is mainly an Aba-based stuff? Let me tell you, if you look at the people who make Nollywood tick, they are all products from Aba.
Exactly.
From Denevive, Nigeria. Let me just mention with a few. They are all products from Aba. Aba is the hub of actually the Southeast film industry.
Exactly.
And I tell you, so having Bollywood is not anything wrong. It rather helps to promote what should be. So that in the holistic thing called Nollywood, you know, we have Kannywood is also there. So Bollywood is a good development. And it's going to help to bring a genre or a new caliber of people who are actually involved, you know, in film production from these axes. We also had it in Yoruba land when it was more like all those ones by the late Ogunde and the likes of them. Yes. It existed. So I don't say anything wrong. If we had the Ogunde film production, we had the Kannywood from the north, there's no reason why we also have Bollywood. So I think it's a welcome development. And I also ask that the Bollywood personalities should ensure that it becomes thick, it becomes strong, it becomes internationally, you know, competitive. And I think with that, all the resources here, the materials, the artifacts to make it what it should be, is there.
I'm sure you've been privileged to see the Ngalago Film Village, owned by the Living TV Film Academy, to ensure that every practice of film and multimedia studies, they are all in full and also in place. The Ngalago Film Village, where our students also go to practice, where we also shoot. We equally rent out to some other professional actors who are coming, you know, from outside Aba. Prof, before you leave, what will you tell our viewers concerning Living TV having been a part and parcel of this great institution?
Yes, I commend Living TV from the Film Academy to the Nkarago Film Village. You can't talk about any film production without a film village. That's why you have a Hollywood. If you go to Hollywood, you have a village where it's really practiced. And that's what people like Donald Duke were trying to put in place in Calabar as a then. But you see, these are things I believe that should be done. And I think that with what we are having on ground in Nkarago, Tolago, is going to help a lot. It's not only for Living Film TV Academy, it's for everyone to come around.
Every practitioner.
And the facilities there are indigenous. That's one good thing about it. And it's going to make this place become a reference point as far as film and multimedia studies is concerned.
All right, wonderful viewers. We'll be coming to the end of this. From time to time, we'll be bringing personalities, and these are our Living TV corner. It has been with Associate Professor Uwaoma Uche, the pioneer HOD Mass Communication, IPR State Polytechnic, not the registered, but in
not at all. Not at all. Yeah, we are in Kula waiting to.
Prof, thank you for being part of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will always pray you come around anytime we ask.
Yes, please. You. I'm with you. I'm always with you, and I will come around whenever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is Chineduma DLS signing off for now.